Thanks for the 11 months, Arugula. I appreciate the support, man. God damn it! I almost couldn't start in time there because I was laughing at what Psychotic Harmony said. Fuck! I hate it when my body is in physical space. Perfectly on time. Yeah, as always. Thank you for the 18 months, Salted Peanut. Thank you for the 32 months, Tolix. Nice. That's the high score for today. 2 to the power of 5 months. Neat. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna love Celeste. Especially the B-sides. What about the C-sides, though? Had the existence of both of those spoiled for me. But, yeah, I'm real hyped for that. I can't wait. Bananasaurus Rage just subscribed with $4.99 sub. Thank you very much. Am I planning on playing the harder levels today of Mario? Yeah. I gotta get like 50 more moons, and then we're gonna clear that stuff. And then Celeste. Don't know how long that endeavor is gonna be, so, you know, I don't necessarily know if Celeste is gonna be today, but if, you know, if it isn't 5 hours, we'll move on to Celeste. Thanks for spoiling Seasides for me. I mean, yeah, I'm not playing Celeste right now, so fair enough. But it is in the title, so we are going to talk about it. It was a risky move to watch. Even though we're on Mario right now. You put 18 hours into Celeste, but you're not a goat gamer like me. I can't wait. I can't wait for Celeste. It looked awesome. I saw someone do one level, like one Seaside level, and it looked fucking sick. Like, just exactly my cup of tea. Thank you, Chill Guy, for the 5 months. And thank you, Bob the Builder, for the 42 months. Get wrecked. Shitty previous record. Can you get a Sophistical? No. God damn it, Pie Good. Son of a bitch. How many times do we need to go over this? You are Canadian, B-Rex, so you pronounce it Mario. I did, but then the internet scolded me for it, so I started saying Mario. I can't. Not C, the letter C hyphen side. Seaside. Like ABC side. All the speedrunners in Celeste have like a week to get their records in. Poor Rex gets an absurd one that stands for months. Yeah, I don't know. I won't necessarily speedrun a game just because it's a hard platformer and I enjoy it. It's just sometimes I don't know. There's just something about certain games that makes me feel like want to run it. Like I want to run it. Where's the hard? Also, hi Tyler. What's up? Thanks for streaming while I'm playing Monster. God damn it! I said Monster again. What the fuck? Like a while back, someone said Monster Hunter, and I read it as Monster Hunter, and I just did it again. What the hell? Well, thanks for the 5 months, Janiel, but screw you for making me say Monster. Monster Hunter. Fuck. What? Why? Why is that such a difficult word for me to say? Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it depends entirely on how Celeste actually feels when it comes down to it. Like, what the specific controls are, what exactly why it's hard. You know, like, how much of a skill gap there seems to be. Like, some platformers have like a very specific, tight, like requirement to even complete the levels in the first place. Like, if you look at the nature of The End Is Nigh, it has really tight controls, but there's a bit more options in the physical space for what you can do. So it's, you know, it feels a little bit more interesting to speedrun something like that as opposed to something that's like just absolute, like fucking maybe like 1001 Spikes, which is weird because I ran that, but not for long. Monster Hunter is basically 99% Dark Souls bosses. Yeah, man, I'm pretty excited to try my first Monster Hunter when it comes out on PC. When am I starting? In like a minute. Yeah, I am going to play Monster Hunter World. When it comes out on PC, I'm going to play it with Cherno. So whenever that is. Celeste has a lot of options in terms of movement. If you're good, you can skip a lot of stuff. Cool. I can't wait to try it. It's still not really a guarantee that I'm going to run it. It also, like, there's a lot of factors. Sometimes I won't run something just because I've already, like, ran something recently, and, like, I don't like to always be speedrunning. I don't know. I'm fucking weird, man. A lot of people that speedrun, like, they're always looking for shit to speedrun and actively running, but, like, sometimes I won't run a game for, like, a year. And then I'll suddenly run something. Did you know that the blue whale comes 400 gallons of sperm each time it ejaculates? And people wonder why the ocean is so salty. Ha 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 ha. Good one. Good one. Anyway. Let's play some video games, I guess. So that guy who asked when I'm starting doesn't, like, shit in his pants from waiting. I like when speedruns are more than just playing the game as intended, but fast. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's just so precise in what you have to do that there's not a lot of room to be creative and stuff. But anyway, let's play some Mario. Bum, bum. How long until the new shirt? I'm not entirely sure. It's just something that Dave's working on. It probably won't be more than, like, at most, like, a couple weeks, because he's working on it now. Like, I don't know. It depends on, like, what he comes up with and if it needs to be, like, changed or improved in any way. I don't know. I honestly can't say. I didn't know you streamed. I remember your Portal 2 runs from years ago. Oh, hey. It's always funny when someone from back then finds my channel. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I didn't really even talk when I did that. You so ready to watch me do this? You just finished Odyssey today. Nice. Did you get every single moon? I'd rather die. DNLKS, please. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, no matter how much I turn this up, it seems like it's barely increasing in volume. That seems good for now. You can't imagine me not talking? Well, all I did was, it was just a YouTube channel where I uploaded individual levels of Portal 2 speedrunning. So it was like 15-second videos. I really never spoke in them. It was just the level. That was pretty much it. I did have 2 videos. That's a bit too loud, actually. I did have 2 videos, maybe 3 that I talked in, and I did stream on like livestream.com or whatever back in the day a few times. So if you're curious, you can actually find a couple little videos to see what I was like. It's actually hilarious to compare. Just the audio quality and the voice and like the amount of energy in my voice and shit. Like it was like I just want to let you guys know I'm gonna be streaming over on live stream on TV today. It's like so bad, man. So bad. But I wasn't really trying to be like entertaining streamer guy then. I was just, you know, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna play. You can watch. But I sounded a little bit awkward. Guess we'll just go to the next one. I suppose. What'd you just come back to? Nothing. Don't worry about it. You got 740 moons. Seems like a lot. Didn't hear any difference. Imitating past B-Rex, yeah. If someone can find the video from my old Portal channel, like one of them where I'm talking, I'll play it on stream real quick because it's kind of funny. The moon rock here is glowing too. You don't say. You know, you did mention that the last 4 times in a row, but you know, good thing you keep telling me. Appreciate that. Probably should have paid attention when he showed me where it was, though. Wait, we have it on the map, don't we? It's right over there. Thank you, map. I hope for the day when B-Rex becomes an entertaining streamer. Me too, man. Me too. Are you guys ready for like 5 hours of me just habitually imitating Mario's jump noises? The moon rocks are glowing. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Mythic. I'm going to prioritize the ones that say 2, because they're like new areas just that you go into with a pipe, and they have like interesting challenges in them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going through the remaining kingdoms and getting those first. And then if I still need a few more, I will just pick up some random bullshit. Bernie. Only if you intersperse it with some of Peach saying Mario. Yeah. Yep. That pretty much just described my entire Mario streams right there. Not the free running? Well, the 2s are not the free running, so you're good. Oh wait, some of them might actually be, because it would be 2 if I didn't do the regular free running level here yet. Which that might be the case for some of them. What the fuck? What's going on there? That was never there before. So the first 2 is that up or down? Okay, I think I had to climb. Let me try going here. Is this right next to me, or is this actually higher up? Absolutely never, not CD. Can you do your Luigi impression? I saw Tom mention it, and I'm curious. It won't be as good. Okay, that's the free running, so it won't be as good, so no. You can just go find the clip. Oh yeah, right. I literally walked right. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, the regular running star wouldn't show up because it wasn't a new one. Gotcha. I've constructed the perfect place to raise sheep. Now I must get her there. I don't know how to move sheep around. I'm not a very good shepherd. Thank you, Rampaging Soul, for the $5 sub. Oh, boy. This is fucking silly, but great. I could see it being frustrating. Fuck this one. Okay. Maybe frustrating. Worst moon in the game. Oh, man. Those are some words. Thank you for the 44 months, Ducky Koi. Fucking nice. Not bad. That's a lot of months. There we go. But where's the secret moon? Probably like hidden on the back here. Oh, what's that right there to the left? Green Mario. Nice command. Hidden in here? Is that just the exit? Shit, well, where's the... Maybe there's something just visible in the fog down here somewhere that I can spot. Wait, what about that island? Oh, yeah, that's got to be something. Yeah, what the hell is that? Thanks for the 44 months, Mastermind. Hey, nice, you tied it. Appreciate it, man. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to get over there? Unless... Would the pipe go over there, maybe? Oh, yeah, I guess that's the exit. So the pipe is actually... The pipe actually is a secret. It just goes over here. Okay. Thanks, Danakino, for the 14 months. Not 44 months. Feels bad, man. Hey, man, that's a good amount, too. I'll take 14. How can I move my sheep to the place she's to be raised? Okay, so what's the difference here? Oh, alright. That's a pretty narrow platform, though. And we're timed. I can see this being a pain. Oh, we gotta hit it up over to begin with. Okay. This is probably gonna be a nightmare. I wonder if you can retry easily. Curious. That's going off. It should just respawn, right? The sheep usually respawn elsewhere. So I can't see why this one wouldn't. Yeah, it does. Alright, well that shouldn't be too bad. Since I can just retry whenever. Do you seriously get it already? I only got the regular one. I didn't get this one yet. Get fucked, sheep. Poor guy. Ooh! baby. Don't overshoot it. Nice. Very nice. Why did that guy give me the moon? He wasn't the one that asked me to do it this time. The heck? The hole in the clouds? Yeah, it was pretty good where the sheep went down. You found the regular one way harder than the secret one? I can see, like, the secret one's really short. The regular one, you gotta go around a bunch of turns and shit. That's understandable. He was holding onto the moon for the other guy. Ah. That explains it fully. Sure. This one. 41 self-contained universes. I don't get it. Thank you for the 41 months, man. I appreciate the support. This would be great if I hadn't already got it, wouldn't it? Well, let's see if it's easy. It looks like just a little self-contained, simple area. I guess let's grab this moon before we do the other thing. Whoops. I remember being here before. I guess I just... Oh, this is probably a new moon is why. I was going to say, I guess I just didn't notice the moons before. Because it'd be weird that I didn't go for it. What? That's not the way I dove. Stop spamming that. What the fuck? Why? Why are you still going? Oh, right. Right. These guys exist. Oh my god. I was gonna sit there and do that without using the fucking... Rex, use your fucking ability. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It kind of makes it hard to see where they... Oh my god. I can't get out. The last moon is gonna be... Unless it's up here. If it's not up here, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I can't get the last moon piece. Oh, it's up there. Okay, okay, okay. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to fucking do anything. Am I gonna get the Skelly outfit? Probably not. I don't see myself getting 10,000 coins by the time this is over, so... I honestly doubt it. Oh, I already got that. Okay. Rex Pliss. Charlie Pancakes Pliss. Did you pliss me? I fucking dare you. Oh, hey look guys, there's coins up there. Let's totally go get those. I care a lot. Ha! Woohoo! Oh, there it is. That's the first ha hoo hoo. That didn't take long. What was that, like less than 10 minutes in? And I couldn't help myself? What a fucking casual not getting the Skelly. What can I say, man? I guess I'm a scrub. What? How are there two moons? Is it above? Or below? What's below me? When is the first Bernie coming? Probably the first time we get the song. That's great, Mythic. I did know that. I mean, I didn't specifically remember the word, though. It looks like it's... Come on. I want to... It's got to be above me, right? How about if I warp up to here? Then maybe I can jump down to it? Rex blind? Oh, God. I really hope it wasn't on my screen at some point. This is probably not a good idea. So it should be like right in this direction. Okay, I'm looking down on where I just was and I don't see it, so it has to be below somewhere. There's got to be a way to get below here. I don't really remember like what the layout of these levels is or anything. So I don't really remember. But there's got to be an underneath to that or something. Fuck. This is just a secret, isn't it? Yeah. This is nothing. What the heck, dude? Where am I going? If it's just over here, just like on the ground in like a totally conspicuous place, just chilling out, I'm gonna be pissed. Unless I have to activate this. No, that's just a little special moon. Oh, there's stairs over. Are there? I guess those are. Go from here, I guess. This area is the hardest to find anything in. Yeah, there's just so much verticality to it. This has got to be the ideal place to get to the. My God, that was not even remotely. Wait, is this the right one? We've done this. I got this moon, but it's blue, implying that I didn't. This is the exact one. What? Like, this is actually the exact one that I already did. Thank you, the Applesauce Bandit, for the sub. I appreciate it. Also, Bernie. Like, I 100% did this. I'm really confused. The dark moon areas are all hard versions of regular ones. But, like, it was exactly like this. Like, there's not a single difference. The same invisible floor, like, the rocks are the same, the flowers are in the same places. There's 3 big flowers at the end, just the same. Also, I just remembered that I can use my hat. I remember not realizing that last time, because I'm a fucking idiot. You have the hat now? Oh, did I not? Did I not have the hat last time? Was that it? So this is a regular area? Like, this is easier, right? So, I'm confused. Why would this be the easier version? Doesn't make sense. Get fucked. Found my older Portal channel and some voice videos. Should you link me a particular one in chat? Doesn't really matter. There's a longer one like that. Imagine if I died there. Oh boy. Now, where's this secret moon? I mean, where could it possibly fucking hide? What? I can see the whole level. It's not here. It's the easier version because you have your hat and can use it to stun enemies and clear goop. The hatless version is much harder. It's just, I don't know. I guess I did something out of order in order to, like, end up doing the harder version first. Somehow. I'm pretty sure I couldn't find the secret moon last time either when I was doing... Oh, is there a little hole over there in the wall? I believe the answer is yes. Bernie. Oh yeah, it totally is a hole in the wall. Let's go Bernie it. I couldn't find this last time either. I can't remember if you can hat dive after doing a long jump, so I'm going to do this. I don't know if that was the best way to do that, but hey. We got it. Bernie. Hidden room. Okay, but how do I... Well, I guess I'm just going to try. It doesn't matter if I die now. You can hat throw. Okay, good. I wasn't positive if you could or not. Bernie. Did you just cheat? That looked like hacks. Yes. I am a big, smelly cheater. Hacker. Story time. Especially smelly. Especially. That emote was too judgmental. I didn't mean that. No, it's okay, story time. You can be a piece of shit here. It doesn't have to be like Lex's channel. You have my permission. So for that one, I should be able to just go over here. How do I smell? Smelly. Oh, wait. I already... What? I already passed it. Should be, like, right below. Oh, is that it on the side? That's got to be it sticking out of the side of the thing there. Also, I saw the purple coins, but I honestly give about a quarter of a fuck tops. Thanks, a rock lobster. For those people who don't get it, story time is a frequent chatter of Lex's stream, and he's like, he's known for being like, I did the hard version of this too, for being like super positive all the time to everyone. It's like a whole thing over there. But nah, here he can be a piece of shit. Have I tried the music player? No. Didn't know that was a thing. Wait, what? Oh, I have my hat, so I just possess it. I was like, wait, where are the platforms to jump on? What the hell? I was so confused. I've been fucking ruined by the hard version. Why am I running into easy versions of stuff I've already done? How did that end up happening? I am confused. Oh, is it because... Were these on the dark side of the moon? Is that what you guys were saying? These were on the dark side of the moon, and I'm running into these now because I did the dark side of the moon before the regular versions that are unlocked by the thingies. That's what it is, isn't it? Okay. Well, this is kind of lame, just doing easy versions of all the stuff I've already done. Thanks for the $5, Dendy. Storm's such a shit troll. I'll stop burdening you after 5 years, I guess. Bye, my dude. Okay. Bye. Thanks for the $5. Nice fucking comment. 5.000. I keep forgetting to mention that to Pixel. Actually, let me do it right now so don't forget. Because I'm going to forget again. Also, I keep forgetting to mention, but tips always show a ton of decimal places, like $5.00000. Okay. There we go. Well, there we go. This one is free with the hat. Yeah, that was trivial compared to the hard version. Although I think I actually messed up that one more. Didn't I first try the bottom part on the hard version? Or maybe it was 2 tries. All good. That should be an easy fix. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Almost certainly. All right, I'm going to leave. We're going to go find other challenge areas. But honestly, if they're all going to just be easy versions of shit I've done, maybe I should just get whatever moons are like the fastest. I don't know. I bonked on the first try. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I did bonk on the first try. It had 37 frame perfect jumps. You think I was kidding? I'm not. I'm sorry to have hassled you. Peace. I didn't think you were kidding. I thought you were being petty and childish. Like, hey, I've been here 5 years, but, you know, I was being shitty, but hey, here's $5 to make up for it, and I'm going to, like, leave, and you can take pity on me now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't going to, like, think you're garbage for it, but, like, it's kind of transparent. It's fine, dude. Just, like, don't try to be a troll. That's all. Thought it was a meme? No, he was not a meme. He just feels bad because he's been a shit-tier troll the last few days. And he just expressed it in a kind of dumb way. An absurd notion. I know. Truth or affection. Well, this should be easy enough to find. There's like 3 things in this entire kingdom. This is a no meme zone. Hey, Sin. Oh, there's Peach. So fucking weird. Cappy! Feels amazing to be so high up. I feel like I can see forever. This place looks like a pillow. The perfect spot for a nap. Why am I reading this? I don't care. They're just going to give me a moon. That's the only point. It's just an excuse to give you a fucking moon. You'd like to see those big ruins in the desert again. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I don't care. Like, at all. Do you... What? There's a whole area I'm gonna miss? Can you tell me the thing there's almost 0% chance I'll figure out? There's a whole area I'm gonna miss. Okay, sure. Go for it. What about the story? I mean, come on. Eric's, be sure not to fall in the pit. Thanks, man. I will do my best. No promises, though. What's the lore of this game? You're Mario. You gotta save Peach. Shocking, I know. Skip. You just realized the area I missed? Can't imagine what I would have missed. Pit Chan. God damn it. Oh, are you talking about the lower area of the woods? Because I found that off stream. I forgot about that. The moon block is glowing again? What? Oh, I thought you... Fuck. Yeah, that I found that off stream. Whoops. If that's it. Unless there's one, like, similar in another level or something. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, I played a bit off stream to get some, like, extra moons so we don't have to grind out dozens of moons to get to 500. That was the only thing of importance that I saw, really. I didn't unlock any of the moon stuff. I just got, like, random moons that I already had access to. Playing off stream, crying face. I mean, I just thought it would be boring to like to watch me grind that much shit. What's the point of this? Oh, there's gonna be a secret moon in here, so I should be sure to, like, you know, not just speed through. There might be something hiding around here anywhere. This is a pretty cool concept. I like this. Oh shit! Fuck. Shit! Fuck. Wait, there's a pipe, but I can also go down? Which one's the secret? Oh, the pipe is hard to get to, I guess, because I guess this is the secret. Secret moon. We love watching you grind. Oh, man. It's always boring to watch you, Rex. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Wookie, what's up? Playing your own video games without us. I know. I actually play games off stream. Oh god, it's a fucking 2D hammer, bro. These guys are fucking brutal. Just tank it. Just tank it. He's gotta go. I like how they're like a basically trivial enemy these days, when they used to be, like, by far the most threatening thing. You can grind the remaining moons in, like, 2 minutes if you know how. Well, I know I could buy them in the shop, if that's what you mean. I don't want to do that. I can probably get some more achievements from Toadette. Yeah, I might have unlocked some more. I should go check it. Burpee, burpee, burpee. Tough challenge here. Yep, that was insane, dude. I barely got out of that alive. Fucking rough stuff, man. Well, I mean, these have got to be easy enough to get, right? Like, what the fuck could they possibly be? Are these going to be hidden in the ground? I don't... Is it up in the sky? I simply don't... There's a pipe. Picture match? Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Wait. This is the one I already did. Yeah, no, this is here before. Never mind. 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 Cancel. Well, what? Is it under the fucking... Is there, like, a place to get under this or something? I am a very lost boy. There's a key over there. I don't remember if that was there before. I love when people just go Rex ... That's when I know I've done something stupid. I feel like I did this before. Like this was here. Okay. That was a joke. I haven't done this. Rex ... My favorite is when like the whole chat does it though. Then you really know you fucked up. The picture minigame has a level 2 now? Oh. Oh. What? Okay. I was not aware. So it's probably going to be the Goomba one again, but it disappears. That's my guess. Woohoo! Hoo! Can't I six-sided? Wait, I hear a twinkling of a star. Where the hell is it? I just heard one out there. Picture match, blah, 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 blah. I made it a little harder. Let's go. Okay. I mean, there's not that many features with this one. We're gonna have the outline. I can probably start by just doing the eyebrows, and then I can position the eyes from there, and the mouth is easy enough. Okay. Starting with the eyebrows. Just immediately starts fading. Nice. I think it was this way, right? Yeah. Probably like there. Oh, right. You can't use stuff you've placed as a reference. Shit. I forgot that even the stuff you put down goes away. Well, rip. In pieces. I guess I'll just do my best. I'll probably be fine. Honestly. Let's go there. Oh, right. I forgot to see if there's like, if the eyes have a certain, one of the eyes is going to have to be in a certain spot too. Possibly even the eyebrows. Fuck, it's probably going to take 2 tries. Your favorite is when you get the eyes the wrong way around, even though there's like no difference. There was with the Mario one. It was like really fucking stupid though. Like real stupid. Don't forget the mustache. Like the gleam in the pupil was higher or lower. Easy. It's perfect. Easy win. He's a little special. But that's okay. You're hoping I would give the Goomba a smiley face? Please. I'm not that Dumbo. Okay, I swear I heard twinkling when I was like around here. Oh, there's a hat over there. What's that all about? Ground pound. This is probably going to make something appear that goes up or something. Thank you for the 31 months, Vigan 1. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for the support, man. Appreciate the resub. Is it weird that my hair goes out of the eyes like that? No, if it was weird, I wouldn't have got such a high score. That was obviously fairly normal. Yeah, I was just paying Pitchan another visit. Okay. Oh! Bitch. What a bitch. Okay.
This shouldn't be too bad. Sure, let's skip to that one. Why not? Yeah, it gives you enough time. I'm gonna, like, slip off, though. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna look real dumb if I mess it up now, so I gotta get this first try. After I said it was gonna be easy. Can't mess it up. I'll lose all my honor as a streamer. Easy. See? I knew it. There's clearly a note in the sky up there. Okay, it's just another one of the same things. Insane platforming. Yeah, this like Celeste probably is gonna have nothing on this. TBH. Ugh. Great. Great. I guess in theory I could go back up and still make it. How the fuck? I can't tell how high I... Like, what? Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, someone get the bot. I can't believe I just got that. What the hell? That implies you have honor to begin with. Ha 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 ha. You took the bait. So there's one more over there somewhere. This one's probably just buried. You see how this... Oh, the platforms are like phases of the moon. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. How's there a moon right here? Can you go inside the shadow of the pipe? All right, that's about as much time as I'm willing to spend here. I am out. Wait. That's not the way out. That's not my ship. Did anyone actually... Did a mod get it eventually? I had to look away. The Honorable Banana Rexington impresses us again. As always. Falk got it. Okay. It is dead. Good. I don't want to be the king anymore. You got it? Okay, thanks, friend. I love that the dog is just in here with a little hat. Just chilling out. I want to pair this with something dumb. That's pretty amazing. That's also pretty amazing. Some pretty good combos here. I think I'm going to have to go with the businessman butt clown head. It's great. So good. If I was going to speedrun this game, I would pick this outfit. Although I guess you wouldn't be able to. Rip. There's a low poly Mario 64 outfit. Yeah, dude, it's the one you buy at the Mushroom Kingdom. If you pick random, your costume changes when you die. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Streamer, actually, this outfit isn't easily available on the speed route. Please. Yes, that's okay. I already did the race here, and I looked up the skip. It's pretty dumb. All business on the bottom, all party on the top. Yeah. Okay. What you got for me, Moonrock Chan? Had to add a Chan to appeal to my weeb chat. 2 challenge areas. Okay, I wonder if they're going to be easy versions of shit I already did. I can't wait to see. It did on my screen, Gen Death. It's orange. Hey, Mario! Give me a free star. Yeah, that's lovely. I care about all of that. Yeah, this music's pretty good. Here. God, I love this combo. It's amazing. Do you guys think she'd like to see the sand ruins again? Or whatever the fuck she says? Oh my god, I keep forgetting how the... Oh, okay. Keep forgetting how the gliding works, but that was convenient. It just accidentally went exactly there. What am I doing here? Is there like a moon piece over here? What? There's absolutely... Oh, this is where the moon's gonna go when I finish the moon, I'm guessing. Must be. What's that about, though? Wait, what? Not again. No, you don't have to find them in order. She just always mentions the next one she's gonna go to, like, in order. So when you talk to her, she's like, by the way, I'm gonna be in the Sand Kingdom. And if you never go to the Sand Kingdom, she'll keep fucking telling you about it. Well, at least I know I can ground pound this time, so that'll help. Wait. Oh, I can't. It's on the wrong part. And he's going over there, but I've already fucking. God damn it, Dresslet. It's fucking rude, man. Land on a place where I can fuck your shit. Please and thanks. Seeming to tell us that you spent 3 hours in Sand Kingdom last stream and never talked to Peach. That is exactly what I'm telling you. Fuck. What? Why am I on fire? What the fuck? Stop. Okay. I was wondering what that sound was. I wasn't sure if it was me. Stupid bird. Anyway, I'm fine. No problem. Let's go already. Is there any ETA on Celeste? Not really, because I don't know how long the endgame content is here. I'm getting the moons I need to get to it pretty quickly. So assuming, you know, it depends how much there is. I don't really know what the endgame content is. Someone in chat might be able to answer. I don't really care if, like, the length of the remaining content is spoiled. Not gonna be up there. Where would they hide a moon here? Did I not do this last time? You might have. Twitch is weird lately. Like, they let you post your message multiple times sometimes. Well, thank you for the 2 months in a row, though. Machi, appreciate you using your Twitch Prime. Where? This will probably be the last Odyssey stream. Yeah, it's just a matter of, like, is it going to take the full stream? If it doesn't take the full stream, then, oh, right. If it doesn't take the full stream, then, we're gonna go to Celeste. Took me 2 hours to do the boss rush, so who knows? That wasn't my fault. That was bullshit. That was a smart moon. That was cleverly hidden. Depends on how bad I am. Fuck. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I love how I got a fucking clown hat. Or like a party hat. What? Okay. I guess I'll take that. Hard moon. Almost couldn't pull that one off. Yeah, I'll just not be shit today, so we'll get through it quickly. Don't worry about it. I got this under control. What are we doing here? Guess I need both. I love the sounds for this guy. It's so good. I don't... Is that on a... Is he on a timer? I don't... Not shit, Rex. I'll leave. Damn. Please don't. The sounds are so good. Fuck off. Hidden moon. Whoa! Fuck! Okay, I gotta get out. Oh my god. Oh. Thanks, barking doggy. Oh. Man. Oh, his butt hit the purple somehow. Okay. Rex ... I guess I should check that. Just coins. That's what I thought. Sasuga. You get it, guys? I'm a weeb. That means as expected. Or something. Oh, Secret Moon's gonna be getting flames on both of these things. Just gotta bait him. Okay, let's beat Mario for this. There's one. And there's another. Easy peasy. Let's just fucking kill this guy. Grab the moon. I should be able to just jump over this and then become Caterpillar again with that guy. Thank you, sir, for donating your body. That's a lot of goop. Uh-oh. It's coming back. Oh, no. Okay, Sin. Every now and then, Sin just posts this fucking weird-ass long comment. Always a treat to read. Okay, I didn't realize that these were all slowly coming back up. Now I get it. Now I get why I took damage earlier. I am dumb. I can't believe I was so blind that I didn't notice that. Only 4,091 coins left. I know, man. We're getting low. We're gonna be in trouble soon. Get the fuck on! Oh no. Oh no. Go! Woo! Probably didn't even need him for that. In the 500 moon level, if you don't die and you do it your first try, it will take 20 minutes. Jeez. I thought there was going to be more than just one thing. Now I know there's just one thing. No need to tell me if I'm right or wrong, though. I'll just... I don't know if that assumption was actually correct, but just don't follow up. Just don't say anything. I'll just assume that I'm mistaken. Chat, please. You're right or wrong. Okay, thanks. New products added to the shop. 20 more moons, boys and girls. Oh, Metro Kingdom. I like this place. Oh, right. There is a fast RC car race that I can do here, isn't there? Like, there's a second level. Fucking Rex, I asked, when is the stream, and get no reply. Then he goes on to talk about Fortnite. Feeling safe, there will be no stream soon. I go to watch something else, and then an hour later, I find he started streaming almost immediately after I left. Yeah, get fucked, Alex. I was playing Fortnite and it fucking crashed on me again, despite fully, cleanly reinstalling my graphics drivers. Thank you, Sin. So I got frustrated and stopped playing Fortnite and just streamed instead. Rap God. God damn it. You post anything over like 2 lines here, tops. And people turn it into a copy pasta. Let's go do the fucking race. How do I like the minigun? It's pretty cool, especially in like a squad, because then it's like not such a big deal if someone has to waste a slot on it. In solos, I'm not sure. Like, I'd rather have a rocket launcher, personally. I did take a grenade launcher over it today, but I feel like that was the wrong choice. I think next time if I had ammo, I'd take the minigun over a grenade launcher. It's a little bit more versatile. It's pretty cool. I can't do damage for shit with it, but it's amazing against buildings, for sure. Pretty sure getting under 26 seconds is totally impossible. I'm pretty sure I've already gotten under 26, but all right. Well, let's do it. God, this is fucking weird. Oh, God, I forget. Like, the subtleties of the controls. I've lost my touch. Probably already fucked it for 26, honestly. Oh, boy. Actually, these have been some clean later laps. Maybe I'll pull it off. Oh, okay. 26 is actually, like, super easy. What the hell is happening here? My chat is just garbage. Don't worry about it. Stop, chat. Stop. Please. Why you do this? Okay, that's one moon. Did I just call you garbage? Yeah. Are you surprised? It's probably on top of the building. Maybe I can get to it from here. It's next to. There's a moon that's kind of cool and easy to get to. Can I spoil where it is? Yeah, sure. I don't really care about stuff like that at this point. Is there anything you guys want me to, like, check out before we finish the game? By all means. It's whatever. I don't appreciate you calling me garbage. Such arrogance. That's okay. I don't care what garbage thinks of me anyway. Wait. They wouldn't hide something back there, would they? Doesn't look like it. This music's so good. Okay, so the jump is not very high. Wait. It's high enough to get up there? It really doesn't look like it. Oh, it's this level, but with a fucking... Oh, God, this is weird. This is so crazy. I did not... Okay, well, I know where the secret moon is then, in that case. Should be right over here. Thank you. What game is playing after this? Celeste after this. For sure. After we finish Celeste, Iconoclasts probably. Seems a lot easier. Yeah, that's easier for sure. Check out the music player. Is it in the shippers or something? Warp to New Donk City Hall Plaza, then go west and enter the buildings at the corner of the block. Okay. Celeste is such a good game. It looked amazing from one level. Like, I watched one level and I was like, okay, I'm playing that next. For sure. Like, I'm still really hyped for Iconoclast too, but after I saw a bit of Celeste, I had to play it next. It just looks fucking great. I already got the regular one in here. I remember this place. I bet there's still at least one power moon in here somewhere. Okay. Probably gotta climb from the looks of things. Aha. Sneaky. Is this the cool moon? This is pretty lame. Wrong building? Oh, my bad. Well, I guess I'm getting this one. I thought you said at the corner. I'll reread it. Enter the buildings at the corner of the block. Did I go one block too far then? Or something? Thanks, damned. I'll do that. When you leave this building, it's like a corner building. Oh, like... It's in the menu under lists, the music player? Okay. Nobody gets in here but the building inspector. I'm not the inspector. Oh, is this it? The triangle one on the map? Oh, this. That. Oh. Huh. Okay. Let's do it. Screw that building inspector one. You're gonna force this kid. Okay. Interesting. Oh boy. Okay. What? Do I have to like... Gotta dodge him, I guess. What? I can't... I don't understand. I don't get it. Shaking doesn't do anything on this either. Oh, I think the coins are indicated by the yellow lines. Okay, that... I'm dumb. He's pretty slow. Ah! Almost missed it. That was a close one. Rip. Yeah. Oh yes, driving directly in front of him. Excellent dodging. I was thinking about it on too short of a time frame. I was thinking like dodge at the last second, but he locks on like way before he attacks, so you just have to go wide. I just didn't understand the timing of his AI, that's all. Okay, and there should be one more over here. Oh, the free running could be cool here. I'll probably check that out. Oh, there's one up there too. Okay, let's do that. Should be easy enough. Excuses, excuses. Yeah, what would I do if you guys thought I didn't get a thing on my first try? Better make excuses. I guess it's gonna be higher up then. Let's get this. Oh, it's right there. Rex blind. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, that's a moon. Oh, this seems cool. Gives me the looming feeling that the secret moon could be bullshit. If it's just like, if there's just like a little entrance hidden off to the side in the dark or something, like that would be really dumb. It says higher up, jumps down, because there was a thing at the bottom where you can transform into electricity and then it takes you out to the top of the building. Duh. Hello. Hello, sir. This is a pretty cool concept. Wait, I better check the full area on each level just to be sure. It could be hiding anywhere here. All right. I don't know if this is the main path or not. Should be able to like look down from here without any issues. Looks like it was just mirrored on top of that. Okay, so is that the secret one? I guess this was the secret one all along. Oh, hey. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that, man. You didn't see it? I guess I didn't. I guess that's the exit. Or is this the secret one? I don't even know anymore, man. I guess that's the secret one. Reaching Pitch Black Island. Is this what I didn't see? Was the... Excuse me? Pardon me, video game? I'm gonna have to disagree with that? I believe
you showed me a bridge there. Did you change your mind? What the fuck? I have vague memories of it. Did she ask for it, maybe? Hello. I've been waiting for you, Mario. We heard all about your heroics in the Moon Kingdom. Truly a hero's hero. You've come a long way since we met. I wonder if you'd like to learn a bit about me. Maybe in quiz form? Okay. You have to throw your hat at them. Oh. What do you think my hobby is? Yes! I specifically didn't guess the flower one so you guys wouldn't call me sexist. Correct. I love this city from one corner to another. I take walks to see it all. Question. What is my most treasured possession? I thought maybe it would tie into the missing purse. I lost that a long time ago, unfortunately, but I have it. It's right here. Whoops. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh, sure. He assumes all women like to take walks. Fuck. What do I do on my days off? Fuck. Yes. Nice. Easy. If it was treasure, she wouldn't have lost it. Which of these things did I actually do a long time ago? Captured by 8. That was worded weirdly. It was traumatic at the time, but it helped make me the person I am now. How am I doing as a mayor of this city? Gotta say, fantastic, I guess. How many moons do I have? Like 483 or 4, maybe? Wait, what? Oh, I thought I was done. Shit. Most like to visit right now. I'm gonna guess seaside because it's like the beach. You fuck you. I don't care. I don't want your moon. I was just okay, whatever. I'm taking your purse too. You can go fuck yourself. All right, last one's on this roof. So how do I get up here easily? There it is. Sexist assumes all women like long walks on beaches. Who said it was long walks? It was just beaches in general. People like beaches. Is it down here? What to heck? I don't. What? What? Where's the pipe? The fuck? It's not in there either. Gotta be on the roof somewhere. Go back up there, please. All right, I'm going. Should be like... It's also a free moon over there. It's also a free moon right there. But it should be like right fucking here somewhere. Is it up there? Oh, it was. It was right on the top. Okay. Go back down there, please. Seems like it could be neat, depending on what they do with it. Where would they hide a moon? Well, I know it's not going to be in the rocks there because I'd hear a twinkling. I was just checking for the secret moon. That's all. Just making sure. Also, not back here. Okay. Okay. My specialty is 2D platformers, not 3D platformers. Will I be streaming in 10 hours? No. I'm 26. I don't have the energy of those youngins that can do fucking 10-hour streams every day. Like it's no big deal, you know? I'm an old man. Okay. What a save! Easy game. Let's go this way instead. 24-hour stream. Not likely. It's not here? Oh, okay. It's here. Why did I what? Fall? Because I didn't make the jump. He didn't. Thought I was older than you by quite a bit. Nope. You soon I was in my 30s. God damn, I didn't know I looked that old. Thank you, Dead Sully, for the Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate it, man. I mean, not for free, Truth Perfection, but we can work something out. Sure, HB. I won't be streaming in any of the quantities of time that you guys are asking, okay? Okay. Yeah, I did know that, Icy Gamer Kid. In the future, though, try not to, like, deliberately tell me things that you think I'm not gonna know. Like, try not to help me unless I specifically ask. But yeah, I did know about the compass. I just usually don't think about it. We'll be streaming in 10 seconds. God damn it. You got beat to the joke, Alex. Too slow. Too slow. Will I stop streaming? I hope so at some point. Kind of unfortunate if I had to stream for the rest of my life. God damn it. Up there, please. You need to go to the supermarket. Pfft. Only plebs go to the supermarket. Eating fast food every day for your whole life is the way. Infinite stream confirmed. Nah, it's no big deal, Icy Gamer Kid. Just letting you know. It's not the first time someone said they thought I was like in my 30s, though. I don't know if I should be offended or like, or take it as a compliment. I don't know if that's like, man, you look old as fuck, or like, you know, you seem to be, you know, mature enough to be in your 30s. It could be either. Maybe it's both. Rip. Can I stream myself sleeping after this? No. I saw someone like casually mention in the Discord recently. I think it might have been Fearinth. People are apparently sleeping on stream now for IRL streams. I don't know what that's about. Like, if that's like a significant thing, like actually a thing at all. It's a compliment until like 22, and then it's an insult. Okay, fair enough. I never realized there was like a fucking area out here that you could go to at all. Huh. Oh, wasn't it stormy here before, so I couldn't see shit, maybe? Something like that. Sound like I'm in my late 20s. I'll take that. It's more of a you have your shit together for the most part, so I thought you were older. Also, you kind of look like Dad. Oh. Remember when I told you to always end your sentences, or what you say, one sentence? God damn it, I ruined it. One sentence sooner. Tried to do a Futurama reference. But, yeah, it's funny that you say I have my shit together. It's kind of hilarious. Well, this race course's big secret. Not anymore. Nice talking, Rex. Thanks, man. It's only a matter of time until people are doing 24-hour IRL streams following their every movement unless they're having sex. Oh, God. I'd rather fucking die.
Anyone you went to high school have kids yet? I'm 26. Yeah, dude, like all of them. I'm like the only one. I swear, like every second person I went to high school with has had kids. I don't look like your dad. Oh, okay. Thank you for the 2 months in a row. Thank you for the resub, Impossible Soul. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. Man, these guys are fast. We're fast boys. How am I not in first with all this bounding? Jeez. All right, here's where I overtake him with some sick strats. Sick strats. God damn. Can't do it. They're too good. Oh, man. Oh, there's laps. I've still got time. I thought I was fucked. Never mind. It's all good. I'm slowly gaining on him, kind of. Although now I'm going off course because I'm garbage. Never mind. Bounding at the wrong times. Yeah, Alex, it's pretty good. You just spam B while you're in this tunnel and it catches you up pretty well. Okay, now I just got to maintain this lead. Oh god, that music. That's just stress-inducing for someone who's grown up with Nintendo games. I can't take it. Anyone who grew up playing Mario, just their heart rate increases the second they hear that. Monka S. I know, right? The second you hear that, it's like an instant Monka S. Just trying to hit the steeper part there. I figured I'd get more of a boost. Third lap music. Not like this. Blue shell incoming. Thanks for the 42 months, Sonata, and thank you for doing the big dick sub again. I appreciate all that money. Even though you are you. Our supersonic snowman has no rival. As promised, your power moon. Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep this guy's soul and leave. Oh, rip. I'll keep his body, I guess. Now Rex spends an hour trying to get world record on the race. No, man, we're all business today. Just getting moons. That's all. There's also some kind of thing here? Some kind of competition? Is it? I guess it's in here? Also, let me grab that. Corner of the freezing sea. 42 months. That's a pretty long time. What the fuck is this? Hello? Hey, dude, you up for a challenge? Everyone loves walking, right? Problem is, most don't take it seriously. That's what trace walking is about. Oh god, on ice? Sure. Is it just a circle or is it something else? Oh, a triangle. Okay. Alright, I just got to picture the amount of space, I guess. Alright. I got it. Hope so. You're so hyped for me playing Celeste? Same. Nice. Easy. First try. Oh, fuck. That ending. God damn it. Wow, that was a bad ending. Holy shit. I fucked it up real good. Almost. Almost. Just chill, Mario. Just chill. Better. Focusing on him might actually be helpful. Oh. Holy shit. I need to get around that corner before it disappears so that I can see the angle. Holy shit. Wow. Holy fuck. Good enough. I'm sure that'll do it. Please. 80, 82. 88. Okay. Better. Those sounds are so hard not to imitate. There's so many things in this game that it's so hard not to imitate. Okay. So there's another pipe over this way somewhere. Oh. That was hard to find. That was a close one for sure. Literally the best walker in the world. Thanks, man. This doesn't seem too bad. I wonder where the secret moon's gonna be, though. Hey, don't leave without me. Just thinking about it. Okay, so that seems pointless, that thing on the left there. Oh, this doesn't have a floor! Of course it doesn't. What am I thinking? Of course it doesn't have a floor. That's the whole point. I didn't even realize that last time. I just fucking innocently walked along here. Like, I knew there was a path, but I thought it was just for the areas outside of the circle. I thought the areas inside the circle actually had a floor the whole time. Is that the secret moon or the main? That's probably the main moon, I guess. Rex, are you okay? I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm totally fine. I was just messing with you. Okay, there's something back there. Okay, that's not really what I wanted, but all right. Okay, so this is just the normal path. Fair enough. But what if I could get on top of it? From here, now that I get my hat back. Nope. Well... Still don't see anything, I guess I'll just keep going for now. Maybe one of these paths will diverge? Or something? Into like a secret at the end? Something like that? Hey, Ghosty HD. What's up? You don't really have a reason to jump across there, so maybe jumping across doesn't... Oh, one of these could have had it on the back. It did. God damn it. Ah, it was too late when I realized it. Oh, I can get my hat back over here and then get it, I bet. By becoming a bullet bill. Man, I know this game's tricks by now. I got it all fucking figured it out. It's savable, though. Easy. Thanks, bullet bill. Wonder where people die to most in Odyssey, the pit or enemies? Probably the pit. And the answer to that question is always the pit, no matter what game. Whether it's Mario or any other platformer. That's the intended way? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I'll take it. God damn it. That stupid fucking coffee pasta. So do I slowly freeze to death in here if I don't... Oh, if I don't become an ice fish, I guess, right? Cool. Interesting mechanic. I'm tempted to get that one down there, but let's get this. These are usually kind of challenging. Wow, this is insane. I wonder if the rest of it's going to be as hard as that first part. Fucking nuts. That is some satisfying sound right there. Hey, Cantito-sama. Yeah, that was not difficult. Oops. Oopsie daisies. Well, I guess we'll go into the main area and see if there's like a pipe down there or something. Wee. The music here is so good. I can't really see much. I guess I'll just have a quick look for easy grabs. I don't really care enough. Oh, yeah, that's an easy grab. That's the same outfit from the first level. He fucking reused it. That's lame. You think it's warm in here? There's snow everywhere. This is this is not warm. Not warm at all. I know normally people don't like Mondays, but this Monday night might be the best because I asked a girl out and she is giving me hey answer. Hopefully it's a yes. Good luck, man. Recycled assets. Did I just call Peach an easy grab? God damn it. I mean, it is a nice outfit. I'll give her a pass on this one. If I see another duplicate, we're breaking up, though. I simply, you know, I've got to have standards. Can't be going out with someone who wears the same outfit multiple times like that on a regular basis. What am I doing? Climb the fucking pole. It also might be the worst Monday. Oh, God. Yeah, if she says no, feels bad, man. Okay, I'm done with this kingdom. Wait. Koopa free running. And that's the bull. Nah, let's not fuck with that. Screw it. You visited her in that suit and clown hat? You trying to say this isn't fucking spot on fashion right here? Trying to say Mario didn't fucking nail it? It just means she does laundry. What is that? I just buy new clothes every time I'm, you know, done wearing things. I just keep buying new clothes. What the hell is laundry? 4 more and then the good content. Yep. We're getting there quick. Fam, that coat was dry clean only. Yeah. You can't really put that in the dryer, that's true. Or in the wash. Alright, so there should be at least 2 tunnels here, so that should be our 4. You imply this content is not good? It's okay. I'm just especially looking forward to the crazy hard stuff at the end. I am very excited to see what they did. Now that you only need 4 moments, might be a good time to go for that Koopa free running world record. No, I'm good actually. I think I'm gonna pass. Doing laundry in 2018. Exactly. Dawn gets it. Okay. A little annoying to get to, but sure. Oh wait, we can just warp here. Easy peasy. Animals stay in snow because igloos are actually warm because somehow staying under snow is warm. Yeah, but that's too big of a space. It's warm because it's just it keeps the heat in from your body, basically. But you ain't keeping heat in that big ass cavern. It's got a huge hole in the roof for one thing. Okay. Well, let's see if the secret moon is like back here or something. I think they pulled one of those before. Not under on this side. Well, I don't see it in here either. I only see regular moon pieces. The heck? Thank you, Jesku, for the 3 months. Rex OWO. Agreed. Thank you for the resub, man. Appreciate the support. Well, let's just get the regular moon for now, and I'll figure it out. How's that? Oh, boy. Puzzle Master Rex incoming. Easy. Holy shit, that's a lot of them in one spot. Oh, hey, you can collect them with your cap. That's cool. Oh, it crushed me and fucking... Oh. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, I still have the ones that I collected, so it's all good.
Keep going. Get out of here. All right. 2 more. 3-wall puzzle. What the fuck? 3-wall puzzle. Anything that comes in threes is basically impossible. Oh, it goes that way. I expected it to go around the other way for some reason. Remember that little heart-to-heart we had earlier? Where I told you not to tell me stuff when I haven't asked for the help? Remember that? So that, for example, telling me things like the secret moon is underneath would apply there. Just, you know, FYI. Just FYI. All right, so the last one was in the left corner? Left corner. BRX, the secret moon is somewhere. Okay, thanks. I didn't want to come in here. I didn't want to come in. I didn't want to... I'm gonna die. Fucking move. These guys are so annoying. Holy shit. Get the fuck out of here. BRX, the regular moon means you need to collect all the small moons. Okay. 2 more, guys. 2 more. And then we're doing the thing. Secret moon was inside me all along. Damn, kinky. I like it when things are inside me. Oh, that's annoying. So I'll just warp here. Prove it, Leo DDD. I have a funny way of pronouncing tumor. Oh, I get it. The tumor was inside you all along. For a second, I thought I actually said the word tumor and just like immediately forgot that I said it, and I was kind of confused. I don't... Oh, okay. Like, where the fuck? This is it, guys. Go fuck yourself, HP. These are the last 2 moons, and then we get to do the thing. Oh, yeah, that's a secret moon. Oh. Oh. Wait. What? So I gotta... Wait, do I have to fucking angle one of these up and around? Oh, I can, like, ride it from here, maybe? Like... Take it around the outside? Dude, that's really cool. That's a great secret moon. That's so good. Thanks. Rex is now manually breathing for that. What's my goal? Do I have to break all the blocks or something? I don't get it. The moon's just... I guess I gotta break them all. Or something. Seems like a dumbass moon. Can't say I'm a fan. If that's actually what we're doing. Unless there's a switch in the back or something that I've got to hit with the ball by banking it around. No? Nothing? I can't imagine it would just be breaking all the blocks. That'd be stupid. Let's just stand here and... Oh! Oh, wait, what hit me? Oh, he spawned... Okay. I was looking at chat. I seem like a dumbass, man. Thanks, man. I don't understand my goal. Like, what am I trying to do? I don't see anything that I could... I don't get it. How do I... Oh, I can break those. But then... Wait, that still doesn't... How am I going to get up still? Oh. Oh! Oh!
Oh, I gotta get him. Okay, I got him. Okay. Okay. Get up, Mario! Okay, I gotta get them all. I see. Well, I'm fucking dead. I'm definitely gonna take 1 damage before I get back over there. That was close. Rex ... Can't blame you for that one, guys. Nice. Rex deserved to die there. You deserve to die there. All right. 500, baby. Am I doing the 500 moon thing? Yep. I literally just got my 500th moon. 500th sounds weird. In the video game, Yalis, not in real life. Jeez. Jeez. What does 500 unlock? We're about to find out, baby. I don't know why I called you baby, but... Baby. Let's go! Man, I'm hungry. Why am I hungry? I'm going to bed without eating. Fuck making more food. I'm gonna make pizza tomorrow. So it'll be even better if I wait, because then I'll be like starving tomorrow. And I'll get to eat pizza when I'm like super, super hungry. The darker side. Okay. Hey, Gif, what's up? The darker side of the moon. Why couldn't it be Mars or something? What a lame ass fucking. Hopefully it'll be cool at least. Oh shit. Wait, that's just us leaving that area, isn't it? It's not even special, is it? Oh shit. That would require making additional assets. True. No, I think that was a unique thing. Kalmina Center. Let's watch Rex rage for 1 hour. Oh, this song. Nice. And everyone's here. It's the whole gang. I guess. Crater, not center? Oh. What are all these people doing here? They're here to cheer for me. Get fucked. God, I love this song. I'm proud of you for trying this. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Well, here we go. Holy fuck, the low gravity frog, though. Oh, perspective. All right, well, at least I saved it. I really thought I was going to make that by like a mile. Frog, come back. I need you. I'll be a one-up girl. Amazing start. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. Rip that frog. Wait, there's no frogs left. Oh, there's one. He came back. Oh, God, this is terrible. This is fucking terrible, dude. No. Okay. The perspective is fucked. I can hardly tell where I am, man. Odyssey, Odyssey. This song is just so catchy. This is gonna last a long time. Nah. I got this. Don't even. This is not even the fucking level. I haven't even gotten to it yet. Can't wait for Celeste's next stream. Oh shit. Hey, we're heavy again. Yep. What's this? Nothing. Alright, what's the deal? What am I trying to do here? Why would I care about that guy? Is there some reason I would want to... I bet he gives me a moon or something. Come here, you. Get the fucked, sir. Oh, I gotta hit him multiple times. He doesn't know. I guess I don't. I guess I don't. Easy peasy. Oh, cool. Nice. That'll come in handy for a hard challenge, although I'll probably just lose it immediately. Lol this level. Fucking cheater, holy shit. Alright, let's go. Oh god, we gotta shake here. Oh boy. Oh boy. How am I supposed to... Oh wait, maybe... Oh, they go back up when you get off. Okay. That's not so bad. This seems pretty crazy. Oh god, the 3D though. Oh god, the 3D. What? Camera, please. Oh right, I gotta shake, gotta shake, gotta shake, gotta shake. Ah, fuck. This is the way. Easy. What? Okay. Okay, let's take our time and plan this. So there's 3 that are gonna move. Just gotta go fast. The save! Nice. Wait. That's okay, that's the main way. Alright. Gotcha. The save though, oh god. That's not good. Do you have to like long jump these or something? Okay. This is pretty cool. Back. Give heal. Nice. I need you. Okay, this is pretty simple. Oh, we gotta stay as the fireball and go into these holes, don't we? Yep. Yep, we do. Okay. Huh. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, that's okay. There's only 1 damage. There's only 1. That is a-okay. This timing should work. No problem. Oh, I didn't prepare. What's up there? Just okay. Well, I didn't need to come this way. 10 out of 10 timing. I always have 10 out of 10 timing. Oh man, what great commentary that was. Yeah. Yikes. That could be a heart, but I really think it's just gonna be coins, so I'm not gonna bother. Oh, am I choosing this or no, not? Cool. Oh man, is it gonna make us use like pretty much every ability? I'm hyped for that. I wonder if there's no checkpoints at all. 'Cause that could be slightly frustrating. If so. Oh shit, I gotta move that. Okay. Nice. I can't attack them. Get fucking juked. Outplayed, Dumbos. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. That's unfortunate. If I didn't get the extra health, I already would be dead at this point. Yeah. Holy fuck. They wouldn't possibly make you do all this with no checkpoint. Yeah, no way. No fucking way. Who's the Dumbo now? Me. I'm the Dumbo. Okay, this is bullshit. This is some bullshit. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god. What? Come on. That is some fucking baloney right there. Straight up baloney. Oh, could be a heal. Could be a heal. Okay, I'm gonna start assuming the blocks are all heals. I feel like I wasted my 6 hearts because I probably could have healed back there on the fireball bit. Oh, you. You sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky game. Fucking what? Okay. I guess that's not a big deal. Gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go fast. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Woo! Close one. It was scary. You never found that one? The heart? Get outplayed. Oh shit, okay, wait, so flutter jump. You can just hang on forever, right? Okay. Oh, you can't flutter after this. That's annoying to find out the hard way. Hopefully I get a heal next, then. I was just gonna use flutter to make it easier, but I guess not. Definitely had to switch there. Okay. No heal on. All right. Cool. That's a pretty good meme. Thanks for that. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but okay. Sure. You killed Yoshi. That's okay. Yeah, classic Yoshi betrayal. It really was. This will be fine. And there. Okay. Do I need to hit that? Why would I do that? Why? I don't get it. What's actually the point? I don't know why I'm doing this. Confused. Like, wouldn't I just go over? Shit. Oh, no! I was there! Shit! Damn it. He didn't land on the hat. Why didn't he land on the fucking hat, man? Rip. That was bullshit, man. I saved that, but he didn't land on the hat. I'm pissed. I am pissed. Is he trying to make it as hard as possible? Yep. That's what I'm doing. Well. We know the tricks of a lot of it now, so it shouldn't be too hard. I'll take my 6 hearts. Man, why am I getting so hungry? Oh, you know what I should eat? I should eat some of the extra salami I have, because it's not all gonna... I have too much to go on the pizza. So I'm just gonna eat like a big fucking chunk of salami just by itself with nothing else after the stream. Just a big ass piece of salami. A dick. Ha 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 ha. Penis. Am I right, guys? Salami on pizza, Rex think? What's Rex think about that? Salami's great on pizza. Better than pepperoni. Easy. Fuck doing it the right way, apparently. I make my own rules. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do this. Like, what do they expect you to do with those shorter ones? Like, I would never use those. There's no reason to. The pizza I made was salami, olives, and mushrooms. It's really good. All right, you gotta do that. It was real good. You never had salami pizza? Well, I wouldn't eat just salami, although that probably wouldn't be too bad either. People usually have pepperoni, Leo, instead of salami. It's a pretty common topping here, though. Most people... Most people like salami. That was dumb damage. I know this is not how it wants you to get that, but might as well do it that way. How do you crock pot a pizza? Believe it or not, I used the oven. God damn it, Mika Bells. Fuck. That jump is basically impossible to time. Somehow I got it my first try. Nah, that's not too bad. You just gotta go right now. You got lots of time. Hoop. There we are. Should be able to heal again after this. Oven? What the fuck? You have an oven? He knows how to use an oven? Guys, please. This is very rude. I'm a culinary expert. I don't appreciate you slandering my cooking abilities like this. What is a ven? Please. Who allowed you to use an oven? Your mom when I was at her house last night. Haha, fucking wrecked. I never get that bit right there in my first try. I always fall down. This time they got outplayed for sure. Fucking wrecked. I'm pretty sure I'm full health, but just in case I'm... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm missing 1 HP. Perfect. Nice. Easy. There's a chance he means the microwave. Please. No, I never get that bit first try, is what I said, Angelic. Not I never get that bit. If only there was some way to check your health. Fuck off. No one asked you. That is not what I instructed you to do. I was trying to press the swim button commands button sequence. I believe it's actually ZL plus Y, not ZL plus B. Whoops. My bad. I guess that is what I instructed to do after all. Your little brother uses the microwave to make pre-made pizza. I mean, those are edible. Proper homemade pizza is really, really nice, though. I fucked up a little bit, though. I think I put too much cheese. Like, it was too runny. So I'm going to try less this time. I also, like, didn't cut up my mushrooms at all, so it was kind of hilarious. Big-ass fucking mushroom chunks. Bang! Bang! I guess I'll just break all these from now on. I don't get the point of this one, though. Like, there's nothing in your way there. I guess just to get the coins? What's with the big stairs, though? Is there like a... Oh, there might be a heal at the top of that or something. I can see that. Let's take a stop. What's up, buddy? Greetings, traveler, and to your hat as well. Can you answer my riddle? Too much sauce, most likely? I don't know. There wasn't that much sauce. The cheese was like... pretty much covering, like you couldn't see through much of the cheese, and I hear you're supposed to like leave it like a little more scarce so like some of the sauce is visible. It wasn't like entirely covered and like layered super high or anything, but it was probably a bit too much. Also the kind of cheese maybe, I don't know. What is the only kingdom that I, the Great Sphinx, have not visited? Definitely Mushroom Kingdom. Round pizza, King Brilly. It's like it's a blend of cheddar and mozzarella that I used. Dear ye giver of the correct answers, take this with you. Oh shit, that's only 1 heart, but thanks. Appreciate it, bud. Hold on, wait. Don't leave. Imagine if I fell in the pit there. Oh god, that would be so frustrating. Because I would just straight up die from that. Did you post a pic of the pizza? I did, yeah, in Discord. Did you cook it? Pizza dough is pretty runny if you haven't cooked it. I cooked it perfectly, thank you very much. I checked the temperature. The temperature was exactly what it was supposed to be. No! What? Wait, what? Doubt. Fuck. What? I don't... What is that? I don't... What? No. God damn it. Oh! Rex Bliss? I don't know. I don't know what... What? Wait, can Yoshi tongue that? He can, but... I don't know if I can really use that. How the hell? Oh! Oh, what? Wait, what? What? Okay. I see. I want to look at it one more time first. Get fucking wrecked, Yoshi. Poor Yoshi. Oh, I fucked it. Okay, so we jump on that. Then when that comes out, we go down there and wait, and then we wait and we wall jump up. After that, I don't know. We'll have to see. Third Yoshi murder of the day. That was probably the only Yoshi section, so don't worry about it. I'm sure he'll be fine now. Alright, no hat. Shit. Oh, don't do that. Ooh, this is scary, man. This is so scary. Oh, God. They're fast. Okay, it's fine. There could be a heal hidden up there or something. But then again, if I mess this up, I could die. I don't see anything, so I'm gonna just be safe. Oh, fuck, I forget how this guy works. Okay, don't press forward, right? Don't press forward. Okay. Thank you, Chaos Rose, for the 3 months. Appreciate the resub. What's my opinion on Lex's highly pornographic Discord? What? Anyway. I always mess up this guy. Okay, I got this. Can I press back? Oh shit, that guy did not look like he was right there. Rip my fucking health bonus. Okay, this isn't too bad. It should be fine. I'm thinking. Yikes! Oh man, now we get to be a fork. Oh. Okay. Yeah, well, Filthy Luck, I always like try to press forward when I go to him, and then I'm like, shit, you don't press forward. This forward just makes you fucking What? I forgot what. Oh my god. And the ending's over there too. Waste of an HP. God damn, dude. Okay. Is that the end? Has he done it? Rex forgot how to game. Oh, it's just a... I wonder if this counts as a checkpoint then. That'd be pretty cool. If I didn't have to redo all that shit. Is it gonna keep... Oh, I gotta use this to kill... Okay, well now I'm terrified. Now I'm terrified. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. This is so nerve-wracking because I don't know if there's a checkpoint or not. Oh, my God. My nerves. Oh, it stopped. Thank fuck. Holy sh... Please no, please no, please no, please no. Right from the pipe, from the pipe.
Consolation bits.
Thanks for that, Drethlin. Appreciate the 500 bits. Didn't specify which pipe. I guess that's technically correct. God damn it, dude. Also, I got my cycles all messed up on this guy now. So I was looking at the... That would have been a quick try. Wow, dude. That is harsh. I wasted a lot of health to, like, not realizing stuff. Like, I'm again, like, a lot more informed, so... Hello? So I should be able to get a good amount farther again. God damn it, dude. I don't want to wait this long. Welcome to the hard part of Darker Side. You fuck up later and forget how to do the beginning. Nah, dude, this stuff's all simple. It's fine. Come on! Please. Just... You motherfucker. Guess I'll just do that twice. That's boring. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh, I'm going for it. I'm going for it, boys. Yes. Woo. It paid off. Doesn't Sphinx Row give a 6 heart drop? Yeah, but I'd like to have the 6 before that too, just to be safe. So I don't have to fuck around. Whew. +1 health? No, +3 health, man. Not 1. You're crazy. You went for it. I did, yeah. And it paid off. Fuck you, Rex. There are girls here, too. Classic sexist streamer, am I right? Fucking classic. You just said this area was simple? It is. I didn't mean that guy. That guy's... I forgot! The saves on this area, man. Alright, we can skip this part by just doing this. The saves on that area every fucking time. That was so close. Still full health. More like Rexist. Yep. Good one. Really good one, man. This timing looks good. And then right about now. And then now. Bam. Hello? Cannon? Buddy? I wonder if there's like a speed strat here where you can kind of cheese by keeping a certain ability at any point. Something like that. Could be cool. hell does he do it? Did I see the last Hollow Knight DLC got announced? I did, yeah. As always, I'm excited for Hollow Knight stuff. Speed run! How is he so fast? Nobody knows. There we are. Okay. Wait for the cycle. Actually, I'm just gonna cheese this. Cheesed! Easy! I should be able to get a heal back for that somewhere up here, no problem though, as long as I don't take other stupid damage. Like, the amount of health I have, honestly, is probably fine until the Sphinx anyway, even if I don't get heals. But there's gonna be heals somewhere. Do I want to know the speed strat? No. No thanks. That might have been safe, I'm not sure. You just want Hollow Knight to come in on Switch? Yeah, that'd be a great game for the Switch. Are you supposed to... I feel like you're not even supposed to stay as Yoshi here. I feel like you're supposed to just be Mario at this point. Oh yeah, there is a heart up there. I'm not going for it though, that looks super dangerous, because if you mess up, you'll die, so... Screw that. Thank you, Trinomi, for the 11 months. Appreciate all the support, man. We're pretty much already at the Sphinx, so... Oh shit! The fucking...
Back to the pipe.
No! Damn it. Fuck. I couldn't. I didn't want to read.
The pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the
Thank you,
pipe, the
Drethla.
pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the pipe, the pipe.
Oh, I fucking fumbled. God damn. It was going all right though until then. What? Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need 3 health for this. That's not what I said to... Okay. Sure. Why not? Wah-haw. There we go. Actually did that part correctly. Is there really no heal? I feel like there would be a heal here, but whatever. There's more coming up here anyway. Come on, stop jumping out. What the hell? Why is it doing that? Thank you for the 100 bits, Requiem, though. Can we just get back to that part that I was on, please? Thanks. Appreciate that. This is going to be the 24-hour stream we were talking about. No! I'm winning on this try. This exact try. We're not making another mistake before the Sphinx. I don't even care, man. Let's just fucking nail this shit. No problem. No problem for the banana man. So far, so good. Wait, what's with that little ledge? Oh, okay. Never mind. Is nothing. Getting your pipe comment ready. I know you are. You don't need to tell me that. God damn it, dude. That's so dumb. So fucking dumb. Okay. I'm done fucking up though, for real. We're doing it now. Let's just fucking go. I wonder if you need the onion here. Oh yeah, because you gotta push these up. Of course. Oh shit, I could have gone then. Rip. Okay. Trick here is just be fast and efficient. Just one cycle it. Nice. Oh wait, there's a heart back there. Ah, fuck it. I don't need it. I'm not going back through those guys. I'll probably just get hit. Oh, would you not want to be the long boy, though? True. Long boy's pretty sick. Okay, let's not try to fucking be cheeky here. Let's just wait for the water. Let's just wait for the water. Okay, I'm not going to try to ground pound either. I can make this. Or try to swim. God damn it. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, wow. Well, I'm fucked. I'm gonna take a hit somewhere. Damn it. Can't complete a kid's game. Rip Celeste getting finished then, I suppose. Yep. Rip indeed. The pipe beckons. Nah. The pipe can wait. I'm not going back to the pipe today. We're just nailing this. Let's go. I don't need to hit that one. Let's just keep the quick pace going. Don't go too fast, though. Don't want to fall off the front. I just got to worry about not getting hit by the rings at the end here. In fact, I can probably safely go over the top, but nah, I feel like that'd be a little bit more risky. Not too much, but a little bit. And made it. Yeah, baby. Oh, he already has it here for me. I don't have to answer again. That's pretty nice. Nice. All right. 6 HP. We know how all this shit works. Let's go. No more fucking around. Easy. Goodbye, pipe. Sad face. Bye, pipe. It was fun while it lasted, though. I gotta move on to bigger and better pipes. We always knew this day would come. What? Get up. What the fuck? Whoa! How was I supposed to... That was really dumb. TBH. Like, I just chose the wrong spot to stand, so I was fucked. Like, why? I lucked out by not getting fucked there last time. Man, what's the next heal? Fuck. I wasted my 6 health. I was gonna have a really good shot this time, but... maybe I can get those 2 back. I can't remember where the next heal is. I don't know if I've even found another heal past this point. Yikes. You're dreaming of pipes. Well, you'll get a pipe here in a sec. The one up ahead, of course. We ain't going back. No siree. Wait, did I see a little cave at the front of this? Possibly hiding a heart? Maybe, but I'm not fucking around with that. Screw that. Why do you even need heals? Just don't get hit, right? Okay. Don't fuck it up. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I didn't. 2 health wasted. Down to 2 HP again. You gotta be kidding me, dude. I didn't fucking press anything. I didn't press anything. Oh, what a waste. I'm fucked now. Dude, hit the... Christ's sake. Okay, just take it easy. Take it easy. It's fine. We're good. We are A-okay. No need to panic. Everything's pretty predictable. It's all predictable. No! No panic, no panic, no panic, no panic, no panic. God damn it, if I didn't lose that fucking 2 health, that bullshit. I didn't fucking tell it to do that. And now I gotta repeat all this fucking nonsense, garbage, easy shit at the beginning. That's fucking infuriating, man. What was that? Man. The fuck? Seriously. Alright. Alright. It's no use being salty about it. I'm really pissed though, man. That was like a lot of dumb shit. Real quick there. It wouldn't have even mattered. Like, wait a minute. There's no secret there? It looks like this would be like a block you hit from underneath, so I figured there'd be like a secret tunnel. It's not. It's okay. Is this 4th or 5th try? I don't fucking know, man. Millionth. Hello? That's okay, I don't need any fucking speed or anything. That's cool, don't worry about it, game. Don't fucking worry about it. I'm pissed. This... This part's so obnoxious. So much fucking waiting. In, like, difficult platforming challenges, when there's waiting, that's always the, like, most annoying part. Nobody likes to wait during this kind of shit. I just want to get back to where I was quickly. Oh, thanks, Butcherberries. I wouldn't put it past him to put a sneaky... I knew it! Okay, for future reference, if I'm low on health. That's where we go. That is so sneaky, man. So sneaky. I wonder if there's actually heart after every segment, though. I'd have to be missing a lot if there is. Okay, go fast. Make sure we make the cycle. I know there's one up there. I guess there could be one after or on each section. Yeah, it's not a big... That one's not really a big deal to get. I think it doesn't really matter if you do or don't. Honestly. Okay. I'm not waiting. Almost. Almost. Honestly, I think I'll be fine, so I don't care. There's really not much left before the Sphinx. 2 health should be more than enough. No sneaky heals. Alright. Let's go. Might have been safe, but I just want to play it safe. What am I trying to do? 100% of the game? Absolutely not. I'm just... This is like a final challenge that gets unlocked after you get 500 moons. And I'm just trying to beat this, and then I'm going to be done. Don't care about anything else. There's no way I'm going through this game and getting 900 fucking bullshit easy moons. Not a chance. Like, give me this nice fucking challenge content, sure, but beyond that, that's about where my interest ends. Whee! It's never 100% in this game? Yeah, definitely not. I'd probably rather die than 100% this, to be honest. Alright. So now we won't lose any bullshit HP on this part because of the fucking surprise push from that one spot. I know to be ready for that this time. Whenever we die to a thing, it makes it pretty unlikely I'll die to it again, so... The longer this takes, the more health I'm going to be saving for the later sections. It shouldn't take too much longer, honestly, unless it's like 5 times longer than what we've seen. In which case, holy fuck. Ah, I did it! Oh no, I can still make it. I can still make it. I can still make it. Oh, I forgot about it. I was just talking about it and I forgot about it. I can't believe I saved that though. That was so close. I was high enough that I was able to barely fucking make it. That was crazy. Rex, ... Yeah, fair enough. What? Go! My god. Okay, don't do that again. There we go. Super Genius Master Rex. Alright, well. Let's go, 6 HP, baby. Easy peasy. This is such a chill song for this area. All of a sudden, like, hey, here's some super calm music. Don't panic. Okay, it looks like there isn't actually, like, a secret at the front there. I didn't think so. Alright, can we do it? Can we get... Okay. Can we get back there with 6 health? That'd be pretty sick. Alright, he's doing it. He's doing it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, rip that guy. That's okay, though. Hold on. Scratching my leg. Okay. I see a heart up there. Can't tell how hard that's going to be to get from here. Okay, stand on the corner. Make life easier. Nice timing. Yikes. Yikes. I'm so tempted to try to get up on top of where they spawn, but, like, they'll definitely spawn on you, so... Probably not the greatest idea ever. Alright, just take it easy. It's all good. Okay, just get ready for that one. Now that I have full health, I'm not going to take any hits here. Classic. Ah! I lied. I was just memeing. I need to do one last hit to be safe. One hit, I'll take that. Still got 5 health for whatever's left. Oh, God. Oh, God. What? And it's fucking game over if you miss? Oh, no. Okay, I gotta be super careful. I'm just gonna be patient. I gotta time this one? Holy fuck. Okay, screw the heart. Not going for that. What? Oh! Okay, well. Maybe I can just barely, like, grab it like this. I guess I can stab this. Nice. Whew. Fuck this bird section. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Am I gonna freeze in there? What's gonna happen? Cheese master? Doesn't seem like cheese to me. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I gotta keep adjusting the fucking camera. Hopefully it doesn't fuck me up. Whoa, the double! What the heck? The heck was that? Am I trying to get it? I guess I'm trying to get in there, right? Like, oh, there's two paths though. This one seems a little easier to get. Maybe? I don't know. They're constantly on an annoying timing when I go to them. Okay, here we go. That's my chance. Oh, okay. Thank you. That was really, really cool. Thanks. Yeah. Fuck DK. That is the only appearance of DK in this game. Huh. In what world? Where I have to move the camera. Oh shit. Final showdown with Bowser to end it off. I got 5 health for it. The nostalgia. Oh, I'm Bowser. All right. Am I on a timer? Like, is anything chasing me? I'm just gonna assume it's not for now. Or do I want to assume it is? Oh, hey, it healed me before this. Oh, God. I'm just gonna go relatively fast to play it safe. I guess. How the fuck? Oh, that's clever. That is clever. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to reset if I fuck this up. I gotta be so careful. No rushing, just one at a time. No problem. No problem. We got this. Probably. That part was easy. Don't trip. I'll try not to. And before there's still like 75 parts. Man, no heals recently. Could be a secret on top of that. What? What the fuck? There's no reason not to check, right? I just came out of there. I don't see anything. I feel like I'd see it. You're done with 1/10. Sick. Okay, well this looks intimidating. I'm kind of scared. Let's just be patient about it. So what's going on? Can't... Something's gonna come back, right? From over there? You know what? I should stretch. I'm gonna stretch and observe. One sec. Oh, shit. Shaking it makes it move? Wow, that's terrible. Alright, one sec. Stretching. Oh.
Thank you so much for playing my game. Oh, man. I was so afraid of that. God damn. I was so spooked, man. Thank you, Rex. You're welcome. Cool. I wonder what's inside. Actually six-sided? Thanks. Jesus Christ, Rex. What? It was scary. Come a long way, you and me. Does the front door even work? I guess I'll just get on top for the moment. We've seen a bunch of different kingdoms. This seems like the right thing to do. I mean, sure, we got shot down and stuff along the way. Are we going to fucking space right now? Anything hidden behind? Doesn't look like it. Oh, this music. Just gonna go into orbit. This is pretty. This trip really was amazing. Thank you, Mile. It's been an honor walking a mile on your head. 3 moons is my reward. Why not like 100 moons? Fuck your 3 moons. Long journey's end. Woo. Moons are expensive. What? Oh. You got the invisibility. I thought it was some kind of bug. Well, that's interesting. What the fuck? Question mark? They're all so confused. Da-da-da. Gotta listen to this one more time. You want to see the best speed strat for this? Now you've beaten it. All right, now you can put it in Discord or something. I mean, you can link it if you want. But I'm not gonna watch it right now. Wacky world. Celeste time. Yep. Only took us 2.5 hours to do Mario. Nice. Imagine playing through the entire game like this. No. No, I won't imagine that. You can't make me. The song is so fucking good, man. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys listen to this for a second. I'm just gonna be right back and run to the bathroom. Because I gotta pee before we play Celeste. BRB, guys.
All right, I'm back. I also got myself a big ass fucking chunk of salami, and it was amazing. Before toilet broke again. Oh god, now I'm paranoid because I didn't wait and check. I just left the bathroom quickly. Hold on, I gotta listen, see if we can hear water. Nah, we're good, probably. Probably. Hopefully. We need a salami can. A giant tube of salami? Yeah, I chopped off like 1.5 inches of it, and it's like 2 inches thick. I just fucking jammed the whole thing in my mouth all at once. Have you crock-potted the salami? No, I put it on a pizza. Alright. Alright. Oop. Oh. Oh, okay. That's it for Mario. GG. Time for some Celeste. Should crock-pot a pizza. You know, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll just go ahead and, you know, not do that. That's not supposed to be on that monitor. Get out of here. Neither's that. Chatception. What kind of game is Celeste? Celeste is a very difficult 2D platformer. Hi, Mom. I'm on stream. It's like really, really high quality. My final review for Odyssey. It's an amazing Mario with a lot of great things. Really creative and inventive addition to the series. It's got a lot of fluff added in all the extra moons, but I don't really mind it because you're not forced to collect that many of them. 500's not so bad. If you had to get like all of them to get the final content, I'd be pissed. But yeah, it was awesome. Prepare for the best platform you'll play in a long time, probably. Oh, I'm fucking prepared.